Hello everyone. Let me just turn down that volume a bit. It's getting louder for me. Why is it getting louder for me? Let me turn it down on my screen. Hang on. That's because I've got it on. Bear with me. Okay. Turn it down. There we go. Hey, here we go. Oh dear. How are we doing? How is everyone tonight? Yes, this is very different from what I normally do. This is a little bit of brevity in all that is going on right now in lockdown. So hello everyone. If you're new to the channel, hello. If you're a regular visitor, hello again. If you don't know who I am or what I do, I am Ryan and I teach video games online and in real life. If you want to take part tonight, all you need is a pen and paper. And that is it, really. You can be solo, in teams, whatever you want. All we're asking is that you go by the honour system and don't use Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever you want to do to cheat. You're only cheating yourselves. So there's 50 questions, and of those 50 questions, you'll get 50 points, and they're broken into 5 rounds. There'll be a break after the 3rd round where we'll recap, and then we'll recap at the end as well before going through all the answers, so forth. If you are playing tonight and you want to share what your score is and all that, leave it, post it on social media with the hashtag of GamesQuiz, and I'll find it. It'd be interesting to see what people's scores are, as well as any photos of you playing. If you're playing with friends, family, on your own, whatever you're doing, it'd be interesting to see what everyone's setup is and how you're doing. How is everyone doing tonight? If you are joining us on the archive, on the watching, not live, in other words, hello. Sorry you couldn't be with us tonight, but hopefully you still have fun doing it. Chat will be turned off as best I can during the quiz, so no answers can be spoiled in the chat, and it'll be turned back on afterwards as well. Don't worry about that. For most of you, this is probably the first time you see me in real life. This is what I look like with my beard, my quarantine hair. We're looking quite good to get started, I think. So, yes, I think we'll get started. So, let me sort myself out here, and let me transition over. Okay, we're going to turn down the music. We don't want the music playing now because we're going to leave it actually playing for this first few rounds. Okay, so each question you'll get 20 seconds, but don't worry, there'll be a moment in the break to recap. You'll go see a slideshow of the questions and you can recap them. So if you miss a question, you can come back to it later. Okay, so to recap the rules, you can play in teams or solo. You can grab a pen and paper, you just join it down, and don't use the internet to find your answers. Honor system, Wakanda forever. Live chat will be turned off during the question rounds. There are 50 points to earn in total from 5 rounds. Share pictures of you playing along with you and your scores using the hashtag GamesQuiz. You'll have 20 seconds to answer each question. After round 3 and after round 5, there'll be a recap of each question in a break, so you can go for toilet, get a drink, whatever you want to do in those little breaks. And that's kind of it. Are we ready to begin? Let me just go around and make sure I turn off. I'm going to turn off live chat. And we'll get started. Bear with me as I go around to all the things and turn off live chat. Turn it off in here. Okay. We are ready to begin. Okay. So, round 1 are all about characters. There'll be 10 questions. Each question you get 20 seconds. And, yeah, all about characters. Let me get my stopwatch ready so I know when to change over to my thing. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, so round 1, question 1. What is the default name of the main hero character from Final Fantasy IX? What was the default name of the main hero character from Final Fantasy IX? Question 2. What is the name of the Evil Mask antagonist from the Crash Bandicoot games? What is the name of the Evil Mask antagonist from the Crash Bandicoot games? Question 3. What did the terrorist group from Metal Gear Solid 2 call themselves? What did the terrorist group from Metal Gear Solid 2 call themselves? Question 4. Kratos from God of War series has a red tattoo down which side of his face? Kratos from God of War series has a red tattoo down which side of his face? It's his side. Question 5. Anduin, Uther and Bane are characters from which series of video games? Anduin, Uther and Bane are characters from which series of video games? Question 6. What is the colour of the M in Mario's hat from the Super Mario games? What is the colour of the M in Mario's hat from the Super Mario games? Question 7. Which actor played Chris Redfield in the Resident Evil movies? Which actor played Chris Redfield in the Resident Evil movies? Question 8. How old is Ellie in the first Last of Us game? How old is Ellie in the first Last of Us game? Question 9. What type of animal is the character Knuckles from the Sonic the Hedgehog games? What type of animal is the character Knuckles from the Sonic the Hedgehog games? And finally, question 10. How many arms does Goro from Mortal Kombat games have? How many arms does Goro from the Mortal Kombat games have? And that brings us to the end of round 1. Round 2 is the screenshot round. So my top tip for this is make sure you're watching this in full screen view so you can see the screenshots as best as you can. Are we ready to begin? You have to identify the game from the screenshots. Here comes question 1. Which game is this from? Question 2. Name the game. Question 3. Do you know this game? What's it called? Maybe you didn't know that one, but maybe you know this one. Question 4. What is this game? Question 5. An oldie. Do you know it? Number 6. Everyone liked this game. But what is it? How about this one? Name the game. Question 8. Do you know this game? Tough one. How about question 9? Have you played this game with people? What is this game? We're about to go into the last one. Can you name this game? Question 10. What is this game? And that brings us to the end of round 2. We're about to go into round 3. Round 3 is all about hardware. And after this round, we'll have a break and recap all the questions. And we'll go through the answers thereafter. So, question 1 of round 3. What year did the Xbox 360 release? What year did the Xbox 360 release? Question 2. The original N64 controller had how many button inputs, not including the D-pad? So how many button inputs? Question 3. Without the use of a multi-adapter, how many players could play on the same PlayStation 1 console? So without the use of a multi-adapter, how many players could play on the same PS1 console? Question 4. What colour is the B button on the GameCube controller? What colour is the B button on a GameCube controller? Question 5. What console did Atari release after the Atari 2600? What console did Atari release after the Atari 2600? Question 6. What was the name of the memory card and portable game device in the Dreamcast controller? What was the name of the memory card and portable game device in the Dreamcast controller? Question 7. When the Game Boy Advance was initially released, how many colour variants were there? When the Game Boy Advance was initially released, how many colour variants were there? Question 8. The Lynx handheld console was developed by which company? The Lynx handheld console was developed by which company? Question 9. What was the name of Nokia's first foray into games consoles that was games machine and mobile telephone hybrid? What was the name of the Nokia's first foray into games consoles that was the games machine and mobile telephone hybrid? Question 10. What standalone console did Sega release after the Mega Drive/Genesis? What standalone console did Sega release after the Mega Drive/Genesis? And that brings us to the end of round 3. How are we all doing? So, hopefully you got some answers there. We're going to go through and recap them. If you want to take a moment to have a break, we'll do a recap before going through the answers of the first 3 rounds. So, to recap, let's go. Hello everyone, how are we all doing? I'll turn chat back on whilst we go through the first lot of answers. Hang on, bear with me. Chat should be re-enabled. How did everyone get on with that? I try to mix in some easy ones, some hard ones, test your knowledge across a spectrum of different stuff. So how are you all doing? So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the first lot of answers for rounds 1 to 3, and before we go to the last 2 rounds. Yeah, didn't want to make it too easy. Okay, are we ready to go through the answers? See where you're at with this. Okay, round 1 answers. The name of the default hero in Final Fantasy IX was Zidane. Question 2. The name of the evil mask antagonist from the Crash Bandicoot games was Uka Uka. The evil red mask thing. Question 3. The terrorist group from Metal Gear Solid 2 was called Dead Cell. Question 4. Kratos has the tattoo on his left side of his face. You could have guessed that one. 50-50 chance. Question 5. Anduin, Uther and Bane are characters from the Warcraft video game series. Question 6. The colour of the M in Mario's hat is red. It's red M with a white circle on a red cap. Question 7. Which actor played Chris Redfield in the Resident Evil movies? It was Wentworth Miller, famous from Prison Break. Question 8. Ellie is 14 years old in the first Last of Us game. And question 9. Knuckles is an echidna in the Sonic the Hedgehog games. An echidna. Looks nothing like an echidna, but it's Knuckles the echidna. And finally, question 10. Goro has 4 arms. Again, another one you could probably guess. How did everyone do? Anyone get 10 out of 10? I very much doubt it. Okay, so moving on to round 2, the screenshot round. How do we do? So the first one was Sly Cooper. Anyone remember that one from the PS2 game era games? There's like 3 or 4 different Sly Cooper games, I think. Question 2. Oh, thing's missing. Oh, I missed it. It must have deleted it. But this is Roller Coaster Tycoon. And that's Roller Coaster Tycoon. I played that to death when it was out. Loved it. Question 3. From the early days of mobile gaming, this is Doodle Jump. Anyone remember that? Doodle Jump. Question 4. I wonder how many people put GoldenEye. This is in fact actually Half-Life. Question 5. Anyone got this one right? Type it into chat. Let's see if you know if anyone got this one. This one's toughy. Anyone get that one? It's Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim. voiced by the same actor who does Homer Simpson. Number 6. You should hopefully know this one. It's Simpsons Hit and Run, the GTA clone in the Simpsons universe. Question 7. Probably another toughie for some people. Anyone know this one? It is Puyo Puyo. What about this one though? Question 8. Anyone got this one? I'll be impressed if anyone got this fighting game. Yes, it is a fighting game. Anyone know this one? Young Okami got it. It is BlazBlue. It's one of the many anime fighters out there. BlazBlue is the answer. Question 9. This is Overcooked. Love this game. Overcooked. Question 10 is the original StarCraft. Okay, on to round 3. Hardware round. So what year did the Xbox 360 release? It was 2005. Again, you probably could have guessed that one. Question 2. The original N64 controller had 10 button inputs. 10. You had the 4 C buttons. A, B, bumper left, bumper right, and the start button and the Z trigger button. The Z trigger on the N64 was a button as well, not an analog trigger. Okay. Question 3. Without the use of a multi-adapter, you could have up to 2 players on a PS1 console. Question 4. What colour is the B button on a GameCube controller? It is red. As it was on the N64. As well. No, was it? I can't remember now. No, it's green. No. It's red though. What console did Atari release after the Atari 2600? They released the Atari 5200. The name of the memory card and portable game device in the Dreamcast controller is called the VMU, or Visual Memory Unit. VMU is fine. Visual or virtual? Visual Memory Unit, yeah. Question 7. The Game Boy Advance was initially released. It had 6 different colour variants. I do not have which ones I have in mind, but I remember buying the crystal purple one. Question 8. The Lynx handheld console was developed by Atari. That was Atari's handheld console. Question 9. The Nokia N-Gage was their first attempt at making a games machine. It looked like a taco. or the N-Gage. And question 10. The Sega Saturn came after Mega Drive / Genesis. That was their next standalone console. It wasn't around for long, but the Sega Saturn. So, tally up your scores and let us know in chat what you have got scored so far. I doubt if anyone's got 30 out of 30 so far, but who's got the highest? Share your scores that you've got so far in the chat. Let's see what you got. $19 out of 30. That's good, Mr. Brownflakes. Well done. If people want easier questions, then I'll do this again with easier questions. Okay. So we're going to move into the next round. Next round's audio round. So make sure you got your speakers turned up. I'm guessing you have because you hear me talk. I'm going to turn off the music so you don't get confused. We're going to go into the music round. So obviously you have to identify the game from the music. You have 20-second clip from the main theme or main track from a game. See if you recognise it, and let's get started. So round 4, the music round. Question number 1. Name the game this music is from. Ooh. There you go, 20 seconds, name that game. Question 2. Oh, I forgot to turn off chat. Hang on, let me turn off chat. No cheating. Okay, question 2. Name the game from this soundtrack. That's what you're going to get. So question 3. Name the game. Quite a hard one, that one. Question 4. And that'll do question 4. On to question 5. Name the game from the music. Well done. On to question 6. Again, name the game from the music. On to question 7. Can you name the game from this soundtrack? Question 8. Question 9.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night.
And that'll do for that. Question 10, the final question of round 4. Can you name the game? And that brings us to the end of round 4. It's just a shame we can't listen to those more. Okay, on to round 5 rather. This round's a bit different. So in this one, you're not going to have a load of questions. You're going to get 10 games in a random order. You have to put them in the correct order they were released, starting with the earliest and obviously with the latest at the bottom. So you have longer than 20 seconds on this. I'll give you a minute or two. So here are your 10 games. Put them in the correct order. We have Zelda Ocarina of Time, Super Mario Sunshine, Crash Bandicoot Warped, Final Fantasy 12, Metal Gear Solid 4, Mortal Kombat X or 10, Portal, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Sonic Adventure 2, and Jak and Daxter. You want to rearrange these so they are in the correct order of release, starting with the earliest, going down to the most recent. So I'll give you a bit longer than 20 seconds to do this. My favourite from that list is probably Zelda Ocarina of Time. Probably my favourite one. The one I can always go back to and play on over and over and over and over again. I think I owned every one of these games except for Jak and Daxter. I think I rented that one. I didn't actually own it. Give you a little bit more time. And the way this one scores is that you get 1 point for every single one in the correct position. I'll give you 30 more seconds on this. Ten more seconds. and we're now going to recap through round 4 and 5. So you can hear the music again and have another crack at trying to solve those answers before we go through the answers in a bit. At this moment, if you want to take a break and get a drink, go to the toilet, what you want to do, we'll come back in a moment.
What a thrill with darkness and silence through the night.
Hello and welcome back. Yes, welcome back. I'm going to turn on chat again. That was the last of the questions. Before we go through the answers, let's just turn back chat. There we go. There you go. Chat's back on. Hello everyone. So that was that was the end of the quiz essentially. So we're going to go through the final answers. and see how everyone done when we tally up the final scores. So, let's go through the answers. Question 4, round 4, question 1. This song is from the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Zelda Wind Waker. Okay, so number 2 was God of War. Epic. I'm gonna have to listen to all the soundtracks now at the end of this. This one was The Sims. Round 4, question 4. This one was Time Crisis. Remember this one? Back in the arcades on the PS1 with a light gun. Panic-inducing Time Crisis. An obscure one. I wonder if anyone got that one. Let us know in chat if you've got this one right. And the great Silent Hill 2 soundtrack with Laura's theme. Ah, great soundtrack. Question 7 was Super Meat Boy. And next we've got Ori and the Blind Forest in question 8. Wait, did I miss one? Missed question 6, didn't I? Super Metroid, sorry, is number 6. This one was number 6. Super Metroid. Sorry, missed one. Number 6 was Super Metroid. Number 7 was Super Meat Boy. Yeah, Meat Boy. And number 8 was Ori and the Blind Forest. You could have had Will the Wisps, either one. I think it's in both games. Number 9 was Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
What a thrill with darkness and silence.
Before we go into question 10, anyone actually know what question 10 was? It's an oldie arcade game. Let us know in chat if you know what the last one was. What was your guess? Let's hear your guesses for the last one. 6 was the Super Metroid, Brandon. Oh, look at young Okami coming in again. It is, in fact, Bubble Bobble. the happy tune. Bubble bubble. Well done, younger Kami, for getting that. And that was all 10 questions from round 4. Going into the final round, round 5, which was the date round. We're going to just plop up all the answers. So, you ready for this? Round 5. Here are all the answers. So, we've got SimCity 2000 released in 1994. That's your first one. So, number 1, SimCity 2000. SimCity 2000. 2, Crash Bandicoot 2, which was released in 97. 3, Zelda Ocarina of Time 98, it was released. Number 4, Sonic Adventure 2, which was released in 2001. Number 5 was Super Mario Sunshine, which was released in 2002. GTA San Andreas is at number 6, releasing in 2004. Final Fantasy 12, released in 2006, at number 7. Number 8, we've got Portal, which was released in 2007. Metal Gear Solid 4 coming at number 9, and that was released in 2008. And the most recent game was Mortal Kombat X, which was released in 2015. And that brings us to the end of the quiz. Tally up all your scores, including round 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 all together. What did you get out of 50? Let us know in the chat what you get. It'll be interesting to see how far people got. Oh, SimCity wasn't on there. Why? Oh, big problem. Oh, no, it's there. SimCity was at the bottom. Oh, it was on there. It's right at the bottom. You not see it? Yeah, it's there, right at the bottom. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Yes. My problem. My fault. Okay. That was my error. I knew that this wouldn't go swimmingly. I knew there'd be an issue. I had to fix the answers later, and I don't think I fixed the question at the end. My bad. If you, how many did I get wrong on that one? Jak and Daxter and SimCity. Give yourself 1 extra point because that's the one I missed out. I think. Is that the one? Let's have a look. Let me scroll back to the questions. I knew it'd go wrong at some point. Going too smoothly, wasn't it? Where is it? It was just Jak and Daxter that was different, wasn't it? Yes. So, yep. So give yourself 1 extra point to make up for my mistake. Apologies. My bad. Sorry, guys. Messed up that one. Oh, and Crash Bandicoot Warped, yeah. Give yourself 2 extra points. Oh, that's all gone wrong in the final round. Well done, everyone. So yeah, that was the video games quiz. Thank you for all playing along. If you're watching this on the archive footage, let us know in the comments below if what your scores were. Be interesting to see what everyone else was getting. If this is something you like doing, this is a bit of a break from my usual making games and showing how to make games and things like that. So what I'll be doing is, if you want me to do this again, I could do this again. I'll maybe do easier questions if you want next time. Let us know in chat if you would like to see this again. And if you've got any suggestions for rounds, I like to do different rounds, different types of rounds. So if you want to do this again, I can do this again in the future. Because I've already got all the stuff set up, so I just need to insert new questions. This time, I won't mess up the final round. I'll do that correctly. So, if you want to do this again, let us know in the chat. Do you have any suggestions for particular topics or rounds you want to see again? Thank you, Scottish Sheep, for your donation. And thank you. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the donation. If you like doing this again, would you like it simpler or would you like it same simple, simpler questions or same sort of difficulty? What would you like? Would you like it a bit easier or a bit lighter? By easier, I'll probably do more recent stuff, so I would only do games in the last 3-4 years. But let me know. Let me know in chat, comments, what you'd like to see. If you'd like to see more recent games, would you like to see more arcadey old games, I could do that. Good. I'm glad everyone liked this event. I say we'll do this again in the future. Maybe like bi-weekly. I don't know about that, because I do have a lot of other stuff to do as well. But I'll keep an eye out. I'll advertise the second one as soon as I get an idea of what to do for it. Yeah, we'll hope everyone is staying safe and staying at home and all the rest of that. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I teach video games on here. If you want to learn how to make video games, you can catch my series of Making Your First Game, which is on the channel. But if you want to watch all the episodes, you can actually sign up to Skillshare for 2-3 months and watch it all on there as well. So thank you all, guys. If you'd like a general knowledge quiz, Owen, is that what you would like to say? Who else would like a general knowledge one? Do you want another video game based quiz, or do you want to do like a whole thing? Let's put music back on while we're chatting. Would we like to see more video game stuff or general knowledge quiz? What would you like to see? I could do another video game quiz. A general knowledge and video game quiz. Yeah, maybe. General game knowledge. Bit of both. Okay. I'll see what I can do. And I'll advertise out the next time we do this in the future. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone, have a good evening.